Hey people, so want to talk about a topic that really needs to be talked about a lot more than it is when it comes to creating health and the body and life that you want. Just quickly though, if you're listening on YouTube, then please hit subscribe so you don't miss anything. If you're watching on Instagram later on, do the same thing. Facebook, share, like, comment, etc. But yeah, today I want to talk about the factor, the big issue that hardly ever gets talked about enough. And it's the thing that if you don't change, you'll never get long-lasting results in anything you do. I'm going to talk about health here, but it's the same in any other area of your life, okay? And that is around your mindset, okay? I see it a lot of times when it comes to healing and certain illnesses, etc. Lots of people, they really take on board their illness, whatever it is. You see them start writing, whatever it is in their bios, a girl against fibro or something like that, or man against, I don't know, cancer, whatever it is. And they take the disease on board and they straight away, if you don't think you can heal, you more than likely never will. But also, people that don't change their mindset around who they are, they'll never get long-lasting results. It's why people do a diet for 16 weeks, for example. And then after the 16 weeks, they go back to the weight they were before. Or they do a health program and they go back to being the person they were before. Because they haven't changed who they are in here. And it can be very hard, especially if you've been a certain way all your life and you've got rewards from being that way. If you've always, for example, been someone who's a bit overweight and jolly and the comedian of the group, and you can sometimes feel like you're not going to get attention, etc. And your brain, your mind, especially your brain, doesn't want you to. The ego especially doesn't. The ego doesn't want change, and the brain looks for safety. So it thinks, oh, if I change so many things, my friends might not like me, for example. And you've got family members and other loved ones that can really be hard to deal with in this time, because that crab's in a bucket. If a crab tries to get out of the bucket, they can put them down, because no one likes to see people doing or doing things that are better than them. The famous quote, I think it's like, people like to see you doing well but just not better than them. And so it's really important to have a vision of where you want to be and who you want to be and become that person. Because if you don't become that person and you do things and you think, oh, I'm going to do this for just a period of time and then that'll be it, just doing a 4-week program. This is why I say to my guys and girls, we have a 16, 20-week process, but I want you to become self-sufficient. I'm here if you need me afterwards. We can do like a rolling thing. Some people like support and accountability, but I want you to become the person. It's really, really important. If you don't become that person who does the healthy things that just come naturally, then you're going to go back to being who you were before. And that will just lead to you having the same illness or disease coming back, or putting weight back on, And I always say to people, a lot of people look at things from the wrong way as well. They look at their health from the outside in, and you should always be looking at it from the inside out, whether it comes nutritionally, mentally, emotionally, physically, etc. It's extremely, extremely important. If you don't get this right, and if you don't get the image of yourself and who you are to be the person that just does those things, it's just who you are. When you start to do those things and become the person, the things that other people say, oh, that's hard work, or that's a bit, it just becomes who you are. You get up in the morning, you have your lemon water, for example, when you have your tonic with milk thistle for your liver. You don't mind going online and looking for things that are organic, or going to the organic farm. You go for your walks, you have your hot and cold showers, you do your breath work, whatever it is, it just becomes who you are. And when you do that, it's a game changer, because otherwise you just end up going back to being the person that you were before. And it can be very hard. I'm not saying it's easy, it's simple, but it's not easy. But this is why, if you don't get this right, and you don't have a vision of who you want to be, how you want to look, this is why it's always important to have your goals. Research has shown people that have their goals, visualize it, write them down, 70% more likely to get there. But just seeing yourself as that person, how you're going to look in the clothes, what you're going to be doing, where you're going to be eating, your friends. It's I think Dan Pena talks about, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And it can be hard, because sometimes, you can have friends, different friendship groups, and there's certain people are going to be in your life forever. But sometimes they're not going to, maybe you have to limit your access to certain people because they live a life that, isn't conducive to your health, or they live a life that isn't conducive to where you want to go. And so this is why it's really, really important. And if you never change your mindset around who you are and where you're going and what you want to achieve, then you're just going to be back where you started. This is why it's really important. So one of the things I said, if those who think they can't heal, likely never will. If you give power to an illness, etc. And unfortunately, some people like to give, or like, some people don't want to heal. You can see it with athletes and other people because they've never really got attention in their life before. And when they're ill, they get attention. You know, they may have athletes, for example, they're under a lot of pressure. So them being ill or them being injured means they get to see the physio and the pressure's off to them and they relax, etc. Other people that when they're ill, they get to see the physio and they get taken care of. Or people come around and they actually, and it's been a stressful life, they actually get taken care of, and that's something they haven't had before. So sometimes, you know, being ill, for example, can have its benefits, but long term, you know, if you want to get certain places and live a life that where you want to go, you need to put things in place in your mind, mentally, emotionally, and do the things that create health and create a healthy life and move forwards. And so it's really important. In fact, I think it's the most important thing. I say it a million times, I'll keep on saying it. You don't do healthy things to become a healthy person. Mentally and emotionally, you become a healthy person, and the healthy things come naturally. So if you're dealing with a chronic illness or whatever, or advanced disease or whatever it is, maybe you're not where you want to be in life in any other area, start to visualize yourself as that person that you want to be, living a healthy life, doing all the things that you love to do. Start doing that, you're going to be on to a winner. Because if you don't change your mindset around who you are, you'll always end up being back where you were before, and it's extremely important. And if you said before, if you need help, you know I'm here. If I don't resonate with you, go and find someone. If you're struggling with a health issue, you should go and find someone that can help you. If you want to hit me up in an inbox here or ryan@reviveyourself.co, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, you know, keep doing the things that you can to create health, but really make sure you change this. No, I haven't. I've heard it's really good, but I've read lots of books. But for me, it's just like when you become that person, you just do the things naturally that are going to start to create health. And when you start to do those things and become that person, it's a game changer. Rather than being, oh, this is what I'm doing for a short period of time, it becomes who you are. And once it becomes who you are, it really does just change the whole paradigm of your life and the results that you can get. And you stop giving power to things that can have, if you give power to a disease, for example, it can have control over your whole life, and it can be something that you'll never get out from. But if you start to, you always talk about do the things that create health and a healthy life and live a life that you want, and you start to change the mindset around who you are, and what does that person, for example, where do you want to go? How do you want to feel? How do you want to look? What does a person who looks and lives and feels like that, what do they do? It's no surprise, success leaves clues. It's why when you get mentors and you work with people that do these things, it's amazing why people get to that level or get the results they want. It's because they start to live life in accordance to those things. But then you have to change your mindset so that becomes who you are. Okay, anyway, I could go on and ramble about this for a long period of time, but unless you change this, then you'll always be back to where you were before. All right? Hope that helps, guys, because I know a lot of people struggle with this. And it is the main, it's as Peter Crone, you know, the mind architect says, you know, it's the only real game out there, because unless you deal with this, you'll constantly be going backwards and forwards, getting results, going back to where you were. But you need to change your mindset, and you need to change your mindset around who you are and your identity. If you do those things, you'll be on to a winner. All right, people, anyway, that's it for today. As I said before, if you need help with any health issue, give me a shout, inbox me here, or send me an email at ryan@reviveyourself.co. I'll be in touch as soon as possible. Otherwise, as always, stay happy, stay healthy. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.